All right. So every year, I know that I get burned on fantasy football whenever I'm making my draft picks. I think that I'm going to be doing such a good job because of the fact that these guys have produced previously. And per the usual, like Jose always says, if you're consistent, then you got a good shot at being, one of those chosen few. However, there's always that one, two, maybe even three players that you do not want to draft. So, with all that being said, that's what we're going to talk about today. Hitting that intro in three, two, one.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Round By Show, where we bring you off football all the time. And today we have another fantasy football episode. And this time I am accompanied by my boy, Mr. Sauce. Sauce, what's
Oh
going
my
on?
gosh, guys. That is right. The dynamic duo is back. It's been months, I believe.
It's been something, that's for
It's
sure.
been, yeah. So, if you guys are returning subscribers, thank you so much. We actually, as of this recording, we are sitting at what, 202?
Yes.
So we have passed that threshold of 200 subscribers. So thank you very much to everybody who has tuned in. Stick around. It's getting into the prime time of the football season. We got fantasy football coming up. We got the regular season coming up soon. We're just about to hit training camp, and things are about to get interesting. Plus, we're still going to be opening up football cards, because that's our new obsession, I guess.
Actually, training camp has already started. And then there is no more Thursdays until February without football.
Oof. It's a glorious day. It's a glorious day. I'm super
Yeah.
excited. So, but with all that being said, we're going to talk some fantasy football. Man, I am itching to do this today because I have not gotten a chance to record anything fantasy football wise. But I'm actually participating in 3 leagues this year, which is a little bit more than what I usually bargain for. But you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. But all of these all of our takes on fantasy are based off of a 12-man PPR league. So just keep all that in mind. Don't roast us if you're in like one of those super flex keeper leagues and you're like, oh my gosh, why wouldn't you do that? That's why. There's your disclaimer. So do not roast us too much unless you want to. That's fine too. We'll just cry to each other.
Faruskis.
Brewskis indeed. All right, so we're gonna start this off strong. Jose, quarterbacks, the I want to say the centerpiece of your fantasy football team. Who is the one, maybe two people that you will not be drafting and why?
So I wouldn't say two, but I'm gonna say two, but I have one for sure. So I have one quarterback here who I am definitely not even gonna think about drafting. A lot of people were pretty high on him last year and the year prior. That is gonna be Mr. Brock Purdy, who
Oof.
sits as number 10 on the 2025 ESPN Fantasy Football PPR cheat sheet. I don't know, like he's not a great quarterback. He'll win you some games, but I just don't see him producing at a high level in fantasy football this year.
Nope.
And I don't know. I'm also really iffy. And this isn't one of my choices for running back, but I'm just really iffy about Christian McCaffrey as
Hmm.
well. And I know we're not on running backs right now, but I don't even know if I would take a risk drafting him at number 7. I don't even know what I'm saying. If he drops to number 7, I don't even know if I would draft him then.
You know where I would take him if he's still sitting
Where
there in the third, maybe
in the third,
in the third.
honestly, I would say I would take him in the middle to end of the second round. That's where I feel comfortable drafting him.
Well, I can see where your comfort level would be on that. However, I can speak from experience and only having him for 3 games last year, 4 games I think maybe, but 3 games. Yeah, I'm not touching him with a 10 foot pole. Yeah, so
For
and
Peruskis.
I can 100% agree with Brock Purdy. I actually had him last year as well. Uh, he produced decently, but man, he's lost too many pieces, and the other pieces that are around him, I just don't think that they are going to be good enough to offset. his lack of ability. I mean, he did go as the very last pick in his draft, so that's going to be tough. But he did he get a monster contract?
I think he did. I don't know the numbers, but I know he
I
did get
think
like some
yeah.
sort of extension.
Yeah, no, those are great picks to be honest. So, or great pick to be honest. So for me, it's actually kind of interesting. So I am actually going with Sam Darnold.
Oh,
I am
okay.
actually
I like
not
that. I
gonna
like that.
be. I'm not gonna be picking him up. So I actually picked him up on the waiver wire last year, I believe. I think. 'Cause I don't think I drafted. I think that I drafted Brock Purdy to be honest. Uh, but Sam Darnold was going on a tear last year, an absolute tear. Granted, so I thought that he actually had a resurgence. I thought he did really well. I still think that he's going to do okay, but he's not going to be throwing to Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson anymore. He doesn't have the same skill players, not even close. And so I think that it's going to be very tough for him to replicate that, and I'm just not going to be able to trust him. Plus, I've seen some reports. I don't know how true they are, but I've seen some reports in camp that Jalen Milroe has been doing a phenomenal job so far in their rookie training camp. So he could be unseated soon. We've seen it before where somebody gets paid big money and then the backup or the person that they drafted starts playing really well, and so they just go ahead and insert them into that slot. So I wouldn't touch Sam Darnold to be honest. He had a great year last year, but I don't think that he's going to replicate that.
Right. And I like that pick. The only issue I have with that pick is I don't even know if anybody was gonna pick up Sam Darnold anyway. But if you were, there you have it. Sauce
Well,
brought up some great points.
yeah, and I mean I think that because like right here it shows that he's ranked 28th, um,
Right.
and so, but I even on a because so my thought process behind that is because typically whenever somebody has a great year the previous year, then they start to get on people's radars and everything. And but with the influx of talent and stuff like that, I can agree with that. I don't know if anybody's going to actually draft him, but don't draft him. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I got another one here for you.
Okay.
And before we started recording the episode, I was like, I want to say this, but I don't because I might contradict myself when it comes draft day.
Okay.
And the next person I have here is Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels. And
Interesting.
Why I say
Oh my
Jaden Daniels
gosh.
is when is the
You mean Jane
last
McDaniels?
time Jaden McDaniels, when is the last time that a sophomore quarterback replicated his rookie season? If not replicated, but did a whole lot better. We saw it last
Yeah.
year with CJ Stroud. He had a phenomenal rookie year. Everybody was raving very high about the guy, and then his sophomore year, he kind of just shit the bed, right?
Yeah.
And I can't really think of any other quarterback as of now. But to my knowledge, there hasn't been a quarterback that has consistently went from rookie year to sophomore year to junior year, just climbing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They
Yeah.
go from rookie to sophomore, kind of take a step back, and then they kind of start going from there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but, I'm not
Mm.
saying don't draft Jaden Daniels. What I'm saying is
Buyer
right here
beware.
on the ES, I'm looking at the cheat sheet, right, and they have him as a number third quarterback. I wouldn't select in because there's always going to be that guy that selects a quarterback in the first or second round. I wouldn't sit there and reach for a quarter for Jaden Daniels until at least like maybe the fourth or fifth round.
Oh
So
yeah.
just be careful because, like I said, not a lot of rookie quarterbacks going into their sophomore year replicate the same production as the years prior.
I can see that. I I'm gonna wholeheartedly kind of disagree with that, but at the same time, I see where your head's at on it. The only difference I would say is that so with especially C.J. Stroud in his second year, there was a lot of injuries, and but they also did not. It does not look like they improved that O line at all. So they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna be able to protect him. I think that he's gonna get mauled by defenses and stuff. So I still don't know if CJ Stroud's going to have even a decent year. I don't even know if I would even touch him. But Jaden Daniels, I think he is the future, but I also can see the buyer beware on that, because it's always nerve wracking taking somebody on their second year, because you don't know if they're going to be able to replicate that success. And a lot of the rookie quarterbacks had really good success. None of them
Yeah.
quite as good as Jaden Daniels, but still, at the end of the day, it makes you a little nervous. Makes you a little nervous. So
And that's one thing that I always preach is just consistency throughout players, not just the quarterback position, but every single position. So like if you're looking to pick up like Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, those quarterbacks, those guys have been consistently productive since they entered the league. So like those guys are gonna make sense if you want to grab Joe Burrow. Not to say I'm gonna do it, but there's always that one guy. If you're gonna pick a quarterback early, let it be a Joe Burrow, let it be a Lamar Jackson. Don't let it be somebody who has had only 1 year under their belt. Let them be consistent for a few years, and then yeah, you can maybe start thinking about taking them early.
so I would say that, who was it? Somebody that I honestly think is not going to be doing as well this year, and I could be eating my words, but Michael Penix Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't see a lot of him. Now, granted, the few pieces that we saw of him, I really enjoyed. I thought that he did a good job, but he didn't get nearly as many reps as all these other rookie quarterbacks who are going into their second year. So, but he has a ton of talent on that team. So, it makes me really, really, really nervous for him, and I don't know. I don't know that I would, honestly. I don't know that I would draft him.
So let me ask you this: if you were to draft either JJ McCarthy or Michael Penix, who are you drafting and why?
I would be drafting probably JJ, and even though we haven't seen him yet, part of that it's literally just all about, for me, it would be all about the people around him, because we saw Sam Darnold last year look like an All-Pro quarterback, throwing to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and they have a lot of talent on that team. I think that team is a lot more talented and more ready to help out a quarterback than the Falcons are.
Right. I can see where you're coming from. Michael Penix did have I think it was against the Bears. I could be wrong. It was another rookie quarterback, but they had a duel. A pretty damn good duel, and I think Michael
Commanders.
Penix was it the
I
Commanders?
think it
Yeah,
was
it
because
was
it
the
was Jaden
Commanders.
Daniels against Michael Penix, and that was a phenomenal game.
Yeah, they were going back and forth like all game, and I think the Commanders ended up winning if I'm
I
correct.
think so.
But yeah, we saw a lot of promise from in that. We saw a lot of promise from him in that game. So I don't know. The sophomore quarterbacks going into this year, it's going to be very interesting to see what they all do, and maybe we can do another episode, like kind of comparing all 4 or 5 of them, and
Oh
kind of
yeah.
just seeing what we prefer or whatever.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's gonna be an interesting year fantasy wise for quarterbacks. Because in all honesty, if you look through the whole list and everything, I mean, there's quite a bit of talent, and any one of them could go off at any time, just depending on the
Yeah.
matchup and everything. Well, except for Anthony Richardson, because we already know. We
Poor
already
guy.
know. So, all right. So, please let us know down in the comment section below, guys, who would be the quarterback or quarterbacks that you would not be drafting in fantasy this year. I mean, obviously, some can be left to the waiver wire, and I'm sure a lot of them are going to be left to the waiver wire. But let us know, and let us know if you agree with our takes, because I actually, I think that for once, I think that our takes on this were pretty good. Pretty good. So,
Yeah, and there's actually not a single rookie quarterback that I'm like, you got to go get this guy. Like last year, we had 4 or 5 of them that were like, dang, this guy might actually
yes.
be something special. But this year, it's like nobody, none of them are catching my attention.
I actually thought about that, because obviously, since the
Whoa,
Titans do have the number one
I
overall
forgot
pick in
about
Cam
Cam
Ward,
Ward. I am
but
excited to see him play.
I'm excited to see him play. But I mean, kind of like what you said. I might be eating my words, and on draft day, I might just say, screw it, might as well. But I'm very, very, very hesitant in picking him up because I think a lot of it has to do with the unfair expectations based off of what Jaden Daniels did last year. Jaden Daniels was phenomenal last year, but the thing is that the Titans, they don't have nearly the talent that the Commanders do. Like the Commanders at least had a starting point, you know. I don't. The Titans, they don't really have a starting point. Although the connection between Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley looks like it's going to be kind of nice. But there's also, they are trying out a lot of the rookies and stuff. So it could go either way. Either Cam Ward's gonna create some magic and get, maybe 15 to 20 points a game, or maybe he won't. But I agree with you though. Like none of the other quarterbacks really piqued my interest at all. So you can definitely tell it's been a very weak quarterback class so far.
Yeah.
But
I
we'll
mean,
we'll,
I
we'll
will
come back
say,
and we'll reevaluate and see how we're feeling mid season.
right.
So, all right, Jose. As for this first episode of our installment of I don't even know what we're gonna call this, but whatever this installment is, do not draft, I guess. Do you have anything else for our lovely, lovely viewers?
I do not. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day.
Absolutely. As always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for 200 subs. It means a lot to us. We really enjoy doing this. So, with all that being said, please make sure you drop a like, comment down below, subscribe, hit that bell for post notifications so you know anytime we post videos. You're going to want to do that because this series is going to be coming at you hot and heavy. So, with all that being said, catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.